My guest knows a thing or two about quality television, but for the next 5 minutes, he's stuck with me. Joining me now, Paramount Global President and CEO Bob Bakish. Hi, Bob.
Hey, Jack.
Tell me the latest you can on advertising. Everyone's watching for signs of a slowdown, not just in TV, but across .coms, anywhere. What's the very latest you can tell me?
Yeah, I'd say, look, there's headwinds and tailwinds going on in advertising. You know, we just closed a second quarter where we did see some challenges in scatter and in the digital market in particular. You know, that was really macroeconomically driven. We're seeing, you know, categories like auto still struggling with supply chain, packaged goods, wrestling with inflation issues that affect their ingredient costs, and so they're looking to manage margins. But, you know, at the end of the day, on the positive side, you know, we're seeing some categories that are performing very nicely. Travel as an example, electronics as an example. We just closed really our best multi-platform upfront yet. You know, we had pricing up for broadcast and cable at the same high singles. That's unusual. Cable usually tucks in under, so that was a good thing. We see two category tailwinds. Pharmaceutical came back big for us. And that's a big category for CBS in particular, so that's very important. We're very excited about that. And then we got political coming in the back half of the year, and with what's going on in the midterms, that's going to be big business. And usually that's big business for just stations, but with targeting, it's going to be big business for Pluto too.
How about Netflix and Disney? They're both going to add cheaper ad-supported tiers. On one hand, that sort of validates what you've been doing at Paramount. On the other hand, it's more competition for you. Suppose it's next year and I'm a big ad buyer and I come to you for the pitch. I want to know which of these streaming platforms to spend my money on. What's the pitch for yours?
Yeah, so look, we've been believers in advertising and streaming really from the beginning. When we bought Pluto TV, people wondered what it was back then. At the end of 18, it was a $70 million business. We closed 21 at over $1 billion. So advertising definitely works on streaming. And you're right, Jack, we view Netflix's entry and Disney Plus, actually in the reverse order, as really validation of what we've believed all along. As you know, we have an ad-supported tier on Paramount Plus, as well as a premium tier. And both are working very well. They appeal to different types of consumers. Some don't want the interruption, are willing to pay more, and some are perfectly fine having advertising. You know, with respect to them entering the ad market, sure, so there'll be more choice. But by the way, the ad market's been competitive for a long time. There are lots of players in it, and what's important is that you have a strong position in it, and we do. You look at our asset portfolio, we're both in linear media and in streaming. That combination, that ecosystem, as we say, provides over 1 trillion ad impressions a year.
Is the future of streaming/television as lucrative as the past, as legacy television? I'm just a magazine guy who camps out on TV a couple of times a week, but I know that it's a hugely profitable business. Is the future as profitable?
You know, we see a very strong future. We're in the middle of a transformation. You know, we obviously operate in the traditional media segment, broadcast, cable, theatrical, i.e. films, as well as in the most important growth market in media, which is streaming. And we operate in the free streaming segment with Pluto and the pay segment with Paramount Plus and some other products. And so we're in a transition of consumer behavior from linear to streaming. I happen to believe that linear behavior will stick around for a long time. People like a lean back experience, and it certainly, even today, still has more consumption than the streaming space. But nonetheless, we are building a streaming future, and when we look at that streaming future, we see the margin characteristics of approaching TV media today. So yeah, there's a business in streaming. We just got to get it to the scale it needs to be.
I was glad to see you brought out a new Jackass and a new Beavis and Butthead for culture snobs like myself. Top Gun in theaters, that was Paramount's biggest hit ever. What do you do to follow that up? What's your next Top Gun?
So look, we're thrilled with Top Gun Maverick. It's obviously been an incredible film. It's performed above our expectations. It really appeals to consumers young and old and on the coast and the center of the country and all over the world. It's just a home run film. And people are going to watch it multiple times. It's been great in the theaters. And by the way, once it gets to Paramount Plus, it's going to be great there as well. In terms of follow-up, We have an incredible slate at Paramount. You know, if you like Tom Cruise films, we got Mission Impossible 7 coming next year, and we got Mission Impossible 8 coming the year after. We're excited about that. If you look at the younger kids space, we got another Paw Patrol movie. We got a Transformers movie coming next year as well. We got a take on the Dungeons and Dragons franchise. So we have this incredible product coming, and we're very excited about it.
Give me 20 seconds on sports rights. There's been incredible inflation there. Still a good deal with the rights that you hold, still a good return on investment?
Look, we're in the sports business with CBS Sports. It's one of the preeminent brands in the space when we have marquee properties like the NFL, like the NCAA, like the PGA. And they're an important component of our business. We have it in traditional television and we have it in streaming as well. So we like that position. Yes, there has been some inflation in sports rights for sure. But the business still makes sense for us on a standalone basis and in combination, because what you have is what we call cohorts. You know, people come in and they'll watch the NFL, but they'll also watch, you know, Survivor or something like that. So that combined usage is very important.
Do I have to have played Dungeons and Dragons to appreciate the film coming out next year, or can I just jump into it cold?
Absolutely not. You can just jump in.
You know what? I'll drop the $12 and figure out for myself. Thanks, Bob.
Thanks, Jack. Appreciate it.